Hello, people. My name is Farida, and I'm happy to welcome you in my podcast, Business Lounge in Dubai, where I invite gurus, masters, leaders of the market to discuss with them in a comfortable atmosphere about mindfulness, lifestyle, and business. And today I'm super excited about this podcast because this is one of my most favorite topics. We can speak endless with this person, but we will try to make it short today. It would be just introduction into NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and I'm so happy to have this guest. Her name is Anastasia. She's living in this country for more than 10 years. She's coaching the top sellers of real estate market and just salespeople. She's a life coach, emotional intelligence specialist, amazing person, and the founder of community Sharing is Caring. Thank you for being here, Anastasia.
Thank you, Farida, and what a lovely introduction you gave to me. Thank you so much. Can I say something before we start?
Yeah, sure.
Can I address your guests, your followers, everyone who's watching this podcast? You must know that Farida is such an energetic person. I wish you can see how she behaves before this podcast, and indeed she makes me feel so comfortable here. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Anastasia. So guys, I know maybe not everyone is aware what is NLP. Don't switch off and say this is about psychology or some weird brainwashing stuff. It's not for me. Please stay tuned because this is for anyone who wants to sharpen their mind, who wants to grow in their mindset, who wants to grow their soft skills, sell better, who wants just in their personal life convince someone to do something in a good way so everyone can benefit from this. Please, Anastasia, let's just make it easy for understanding and explain what is NLP and why actually people need to even watch this. Why do they need this?
Okay, let's clarify first of all. NLP stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming. If you just Google it, you'll find many definitions. Many people say different things, so because it's a very broad term. NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, is basically a set of tools and techniques. Richard Bandler and John Grinder, they are the founders of NLP, and they started basically developing this science, we can call it a science as well, in the 70s. Okay, and basically at the core, what is NLP? You already said it. It's a set of tools and techniques to help us create a better mindset to achieve our goals, to model other people who are successful already, and we want to do the same. We want to think like them so we can achieve similar things or maybe even the same as they did. And the idea behind, the concept behind is that we are connecting our neurology, because it's neuro-linguistic, our language and our programming, basically our patterns. So everything is connected. How we speak, how we behave, how we feel, how we act, basically. And if we notice, if we are understanding where exactly is the issue in all this cycle, then we can change something about it, if we want to, of course.
Okay, yeah, I like it. You know, guys, there is this term about us creating our own reality. I love it. I truly believe it exists. Please tell us about this. What does it mean, creating reality, and how it actually works?
So actually, one of the principles of NLP is that everything is in our hands, meaning we are creating our own results. The answers that you're looking for to any kind of question is actually within you, because you are creating your own reality. So based on your reality, you are actually act out, you behave in a certain way, and therefore you have certain results. So if you want different results in your life, then you need to go back to your reality. What does that mean? You created a certain representation of how this world looks like. So it's called the world map, basically. You created your own map in your own mind. Yeah, and this is perfectly normal. Like my world map or the image of my world now is you. And for you, it can't be you because it's me, right? So
Yeah.
automatically, it's a different reality we're living now in, but also in the common one as well. So if you want to change something, you need to go back into how you see that reality. Why do you see it differently from others, maybe? Or if you want, as well as I said, if you want to follow someone successful, you want to see how do they think, how do they see the world, what's beneficial there, you can adopt, you can implement, and basically your reality will also change.
Do you think only by our changing, let's say, the way we think, we can actually change the real results in the life?
I do believe in that. And again, NLP works from this principle. Whatever you believe in, it will manifest in your life. So if I believe that I can change my reality, then I will be able to change also my behaviors. You know this famous quote of Henry Ford. I think you've seen it in the training. I'm right. Or like, if you believe you can, or you believe you can't, you are right.
In any situation.
In any situation, exactly. If we believe that this podcast will be watched by many followers, it will be. If we're just doing it but we don't believe it, then it won't happen.
Okay, so here comes the first comment that I already see. The person, he's saying, how? Anastasia is saying this. Look, I am, poor. My salary is low. I have 3 kids. I have to pay for them. If now I will sit and think I'm super rich, tomorrow these kids will not disappear, all these problems will not be gone. So what? Only me from thinking about this. How can I change anything in my life? What can we tell this guy?
So we are not talking about just sitting and thinking. There's a full cycle of the process, right? And you went through this full cycle when we were explaining how we process information, how we're creating our reality, right? We start from external world, whatever we see here in this room even, just simple example. What do you do with this information? You are processing it. Do you process it all?
No.
We are selecting, right? So we're filtering information based on our main filters, basically, on our beliefs, on our desires, on what we are looking for, on our values, on backgrounds, education, and so many more. That's the programming. So based on that, I'm creating an internal representation in my mind. It's an image, maybe it's a feeling. And then what do I do with that? I categorize it somewhere. I label it, let's say, maybe. That's how we label things like, oh, I enjoyed that or I didn't enjoy that. And therefore, after I'll act upon. Simple example. If I'm not enjoying the podcast with you today, most probably I will not want to come later on again, right?
Yeah.
If I'm enjoying, if you're going to call me again, I will definitely say yes. Because in my mind, I created this perception that this is something I'm enjoying.
Okay.
Someone who is following us, you go to a restaurant, you don't like the restaurant. It could be the food, could be the ambience, could be the people who served you. So you created a perception about that place, right?
Yeah.
After, what do? When you think again to go there or not, you'll decide based on that perception that you created, right? Now, if I went maybe previous time to a similar restaurant and I ate similar food, which I didn't like, or maybe I had food poisoning, most probably I will not try it again because of that feeling that it lasted. It was something that I didn't like, right? It's a distressful feeling. So obviously I will avoid that. And this is a very simple example about food and places, but actually works the same with people, with concepts, with fears, what we are avoiding. It's something usually what we are afraid of. It's something that maybe happened before to us. We didn't like it, and we still have that negative feeling about it, and we are avoiding it.
And here we grow avoidance.
Yes.
It's
like another topic of discussion.
It's another topic of discussion. Just I want to ask you, until we shift to more like a sales and business topic, I want to ask you about this reality and us seeing the reality through our filters, right? So basically we see this reality all differently. We see it through our own filters that we got from our family, place, mentality, and everything. What do you think about this thing? Everyone is talking about it. This world is your mirror. If you see world as bad, it's It's it means this is inside of you. You see it positive. This is
So
from
exactly,
inside.
it comes from what we just discussed. You see what you have in your mind already, what you already know. So you're selecting. You remember I always give the simplest examples with a red car on the road.
Yes.
Have you seen a red car today on the road?
No, but I see the car I want.
Exactly. Why? Because you want it. So your mind is programmed to see what
catch
you
it.
want, right? So exactly that. So we are mirroring. That means we're just seeing what we have already, or what we're looking for, or what we need to solve maybe. The triggers usually are coming out in order for us to solve some issues, basically. The mirroring happens for us.
Yeah.
For our benefit, but we just don't want to see it because it's something that we don't really like and enjoy. So we're just avoiding it.
I'm trying to go in this avoidance and
So let me tell you now about the neuro-linguistic programming. You have a part of language. How much language is influencing us? So you just said now, this is my main problem. What did you say, right? Avoidance. So you are identifying this as a big problem. And every time you're saying this, what do? It's like, I said it once, and then I say it again, I say it again, I say it again, I say it again. I'm stacking these statements, affirmations, thoughts, until it becomes a belief.
Mountain, yeah.
A mountain. Or emotionally even I'm stacking, yeah?
Yeah.
And it's harder after to get rid of that. So you need to change the language. It's not a problem. Maybe it's just a challenge that I'm working on. Or it's something that comes to me to learn from.
Yeah, it's true. I agree.
So language is there. It's a big part of NLP. That's how we reprogram ourselves with the help of language. That's why you see me many times in the office when I talk to you or to our colleagues. I can shift their language. Yeah, I'm just saying, can you say it in a different way? Because if you keep repeating same over and over, it's creating there a belief. Negative.
Yeah, I want to stress on this because I believe this is a core for everything, like these small things. I just want to clarify, Anastasia is an NLP coach. She's actually a very big person in training of salespeople. So she works in a big real estate company where she shifting mind of salespeople so they can sell bigger numbers. And that's why let's shift to this topic and tell our sales agents, maybe realtors who are watching this podcast, so how they can use, maybe give them some tips, how can they use NLP in their work life, in their career to grow faster or maybe to sell bigger numbers.
NLP can help in any industry, basically. Salespeople, non-salespeople, relationships with your partners, friends, family, with anyone, right? Of course, in sales, why do we want to use it more? Because we are influencing people to take decisions, right? That's what we do with the buyers, with the sellers, of anything, properties included. Yeah. So how do we influence? But at the same time, we all know that this job is one of the most stressful, right? You are in it and you can agree with it and you've seen your colleagues. So it's not only about focusing on others, but it's also about focusing on yourself. How can you manage your emotional states in order to go for those meetings, to go with those clients, to accept when they said no or they rejected you, so you can actually work to move forward. So not be stressed and depressed and disappointed and so on every time someone said no. So we're working on that, first of all. Then we are working on our beliefs, because you said it's one of the main points, right? And it is. There's so many people, and I've seen it here in real estate for the past few years. They want to become millionaires, but do they believe they can become millionaires? They just say it, but if you just really talk to them, lots of them, they don't believe they can. Or maybe there is something under the surface that they don't believe. Basically, they have another limiting belief. It could be, if I become rich, I will be alone, because people who are rich don't have people who love them, for example. Yeah. Or I want to buy this property. Yeah, it could be also for buyers, by the way, limiting beliefs for buyers. And we, as salespeople who are studying NLP, we are basically seeing that, and we are guiding the clients basically to see the benefits even more and to make them accept the change that is happening, because there's a big change that happens to them, especially for those who are first-time buyers.
Yeah, by the way, I want to tell you something about this. It's connected to me and it's connected to many, many people around me. In my work, I'm a realtor, and I recognize that there is several types of clients. So client number one, who is coming for listing for, I don't know, 2 million dirham apartment, and this client has budget of 1 million, and she calls and she says, I want this apartment, arrange the viewing. So of course I start asking her, what is your budget? My budget is 1 million. 1 million? And you believe that the seller should drop half of the price and sell? It's kind of not realistic for me. Maybe not for her. So she's strong.
So now you're more accepting what they
Yes.
are believing in, right?
Of course.
And you're not resisting it, or you're not being defensive, right?
Yeah,
or aggressive.
I will not show you property for 2 million. You need to view property for 1 million. No, I accept. I think, okay, maybe she wants to negotiate. What I'm trying to say is that she strongly believes that she deserves this property. She doesn't want to check property for 1 million. And I love it. I believe it's always good to look one step higher of what you can afford. And there is another type of client who, for example, knows he can afford 1 million, so he's only calling for property 1 million and below. He doesn't want even accept in his mind that this price might be negotiable. And
So
this is so
what you just
interesting.
you asked earlier about techniques that salespeople can use, and actually what you just said, it's a technique called reframing. Remember, we studied that. So you reframed this person's perception of seeing this as actually something good. She wants something higher, so maybe she will actually stretch that budget of hers, right?
Yeah.
Because you've seen that good side, the positive side of this thing, so you reframe it for yourself, you can also reframe it for them. Or you can help that other client to change the frame, to change the perception on how he sees things in regards to the budget.
Yeah, actually it happened to me, but that time you unfortunately didn't train me. Maybe I would even buy more expensive property. So I bought my property, and it took me maybe 2 or 3 years to actually get to do this deal. And at the beginning my budget was so low that I couldn't afford a place where I was renting, but in my mind I wanted to live there. I couldn't afford, and I checked different property, and bank then gave me even less money. And at the end, that deal didn't go through. I was so upset, and after 2-3 years, I am living in better building, in my complex, but better apartment, with balcony, with 2 bathrooms, with good view, high floor, all ticks. And
so what had changed actually?
I think I was that first client who didn't want to accept 1 million. She wanted 2 million property. What I'm trying to say with this, that's why I love this topic, and I love talking with Anastasia. We can spend hours on this, because really it's changing. And I took course of Anastasia where we actually spoke how to deal with clients, business oriented, and it really helped.
It does. Whenever you apply something, it will help, definitely.
Yeah. So you train many realtors. Yeah, can you give real examples, what they should use right now? What's the most difficult for realtors? I think rejection. We hate all cold calls. Most of us hate rejection. No, I don't want to talk to you. I will not give you my property to sell. How to deal with that? Maybe you can give some tips.
Yeah, it's asking yourself, why don't you like that rejection? Why the other person should say yes to you right away? Are you someone who says yes to everything to everyone? No. So you're also one of those clients, right?
Yeah.
And we all know that it takes out of 100, depends on the conversion rate, it will take 1-2 people who you turn them into a client. So you knowing that before even coming to the job, you're accepting that. So why are you actually getting frustrated when it's happening?
I don't think that all people who come to real estate actually understand about this work.
Okay, if they don't know about it, then someone should have told them or should tell them, right from the beginning. This is the part when, for example, in our company, we do that. We create a very real statistics and we show them it's not an easy job. Maybe there are companies who were just, yes, come, you'll become rich overnight. So those people, why do they think that this is true? They need to create their own truth out of this, basically. How to deal with rejection? I think each one of us can do it individually. Obviously, it depends on where is that fear of rejection coming from. I've seen many agents, including in our company, that they don't care about that no, because they know for sure they will get a yes eventually, and they're just going for that. That's it. And they have that goal in mind as well. That's something I think everyone would be helped, or let's say should have a goal in mind, but a clear goal. That's, I think, another session we can talk about goals and setting goals and writing down goals, right? If you know exactly where are you heading, then you know that there will be obstacles or those challenges that you just need to take them to grow, to get to that end point. And you accept those rejection as a step towards what you're going for. So whenever it comes, you just motivate yourself that it's okay. This is just one more challenge along my path, and I'm okay with that because I'm confident. This is the self-belief coming in place. I know that I'm gonna reach there.
Limiting beliefs is like another story. I just want to ask you, I remembered about limiting beliefs. All post-USSR countries, I mean people from post-USSR, including me, have these limiting beliefs in our mind that big money, or in general money, all has to come from hard work.
Is it all of them?
But many. This
exactly. See how we label
our
things?
Tendency. Yeah.
It is, because we grew up with that mentality, so obviously it affected us so much. However, many people nowadays are so much focusing on what happened instead of accepting what happened, taking the responsibility that now we are adults, and then we can change that. And there's so many ways to change that, including NLP, or maybe many other techniques around the world. There's lots of therapists and coaches, and they're learning different way of healing and changing mindset. So many ways, right? So I'm accepting that this happened. I'm not blaming my parents. I'm not blaming my country. I'm not blaming my society. I just accept that it happened. What can I do now about this? Because otherwise I'm staying in the victim mode where like, oh, I don't have money because of my past.
Okay,
everyone. How many people in the USSR are very rich now?
Yeah.
And they don't think that, they don't believe anymore.
Yeah.
They ignored it, or maybe they actually went against it, or they healed it, or they worked on it, and they changed it, and that's it. And everyone can do that. It's their choice.
I think if we talk about our older generation, they didn't heal it. They just step on it like bulldozer, and
maybe they don't need to heal it. Maybe we are the ones who should heal it only.
I always wanted to ask this question. I hear more and more these days. I have a baby, and I also want to grow her as a successful person. But more and more, I come to conclusion, correct me if I'm wrong, that traumatized child can grow into this big businessman bulldozer. And usually child who are raised in love, peace, they don't kind of really need to prove anything, to the parent that I am rich, I'm powerful, I own the world.
So are you saying that based on what? Based on your experiences, on other kids, what you've seen, or people who are grown up now and knowing their stories?
Yeah, kind of, so especially older generation.
See what you created now, a belief about this, based on your experiences. That's it. I can say, yes, Farida, it's true, just because I could believe the same, or I can tell you, no, there are many other cases where very traumatized kids will stay traumatized and will be in depression all their lives and will not succeed. And those who are loved and taken care of since childhood, they are successful now. It could be both ways.
It's just like you need to choose it, yeah? Okay, so let's come back to our this person who has 3 kids. He's in a low-pay salary. Every day he has challenges. He decided to be a realtor, okay? He sees that, Ashok sold villa for 50 million. His life changed. That's what I want. he went to do real estate, but he's not able to close high tickets. Yeah, he trained a little bit by NLP. He took some of your tips. He overstepped on his challenges, rejection, calling, showing properties, and he cannot break this ceiling. He cannot make high tickets.
Who created that ceiling for him?
Of course, himself. And he has this limiting belief that he needs
he
to
entered
work
the market.
much.
You said that he saw one guy selling 15 million, and maybe that was the ceiling for him. And he sold maybe for 15 million, but he can't go higher because, again, somewhere in his subconscious, he created this is the highest for me.
Yeah.
So he needs to work on that.
But our friend, he didn't sell for 50
He didn't.
million. No.
He's still trying.
He's just closing rentals deals, and he's not able to make this big sales. So what can we offer him to do today to shift his mindset to the point that there is no ceiling, for example?
So again, he needs to understand what are his limiting beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Is it about this goal? Again, remember I said at the beginning, you want to achieve it, but you don't believe you can. So it could be that, or it could be something else. It could be that he has these 3 kids, and his subconscious, again, in order to have 3 kids, a happy family life, if I become rich, I won't have enough time to stay with my family. And he loves his family, and he wants to stay with his family. And all this is happening in the subconscious. If I look at that guy who sold 15 million, maybe that guy is a single person who has enough time to work 24/7 and 7 days a week. But if I'm going to do the same as him, my wife won't be happy, my kids won't spend time with me. I am afraid to lose them.
Yes,
so it's a clashing beliefs, right? So it's conflict. So he needs to solve that conflict. Because there are so many people, right, who believe, I can have love, but I can't have money.
Money, yeah. So this is lie, right? So let's tell this
It's
out
a lie
loud.
to you. For someone, it's a truth. If they realize that this truth that they created for themselves, it's not benefiting them anymore, change it. Because again, you created that reality.
Yeah. Okay, so let's now go to this topic of patterns. I really like this topic. Tell us more, please, about patterns and how these behavioral patterns holding people from success. Tell us a little bit about it.
We all have certain patterns, right? We do things in a certain way. We are habitual creatures, right? I drink always with my right hand. Simple as that, right? I always drive the same way. I enter the car, I do this, I put this, I turn on the... Always we do in a sequence our actions. And it's not just actions. It's also how we think and how we take decisions even. Yeah? The first impulse, the first reaction comes, and then you act upon it. So you need to go back to the first reaction, the first thought that came into a certain situation if you want to change the pattern, basically. First of all, you need to become aware of it. Is that pattern helping you? Mm-hmm. Yes. A simple example, you are at work and you have a fight with someone. What's the pattern there? Are you going home and you're shouting at everyone, at your family? Or you're holding it in, or you're crying? What's your pattern? Is it benefiting you or not? You become aware of that, you're reflecting on that, and then you start changing that. What changes first is that reaction, that impulse, the first thing. The thought comes, the emotion comes, okay, it's there, you became aware of it, but then you can change the action. So externally, you are changing. So what happens in your mind, actually, in your neurology, by you taking a different action than before in the similar situation, you're telling your brain, I can do it differently. Maybe it will be enough one time. Depends how heavy, how strong is that pattern, that behavior. You might need only one action to change it, to shift basically that neurology. Maybe you'll have to do it multiple times. That's where we're creating a new habit, right? Mm-hmm. By doing it regularly. That's why we say practice makes better, because you're doing it over and over again until you do it differently or better.
Okay, let's give an example how it can be used in real life. The biggest, I think, behavioral pattern is the phone. Phone which helps us to live but also destroys our life, make the time go faster, eats our life, doesn't let us achieve our goals, lose a lot of time. So for example, my pattern is during the day whenever I get stressed, I try to relax by opening the phone and just scrolling without even looking what is there. Is this behavioral pattern?
Of course it is.
Yes.
Helps you in the moment, right?
Yeah.
Because you're getting distracted from whatever issues maybe you're thinking. You're just laughing on the phone, hee ha ha on the reels, or you're texting someone and you have this building connection basically. Because messaging, the trigger on whenever you receive a message, you feel good. It's actually a little bit of a hormone release is happening there because it's created a bond between you and that person. So you're enjoying that. Or you're just laughing on some videos. So you're giving yourself this good feeling. That's what your mind, your brain is looking for. And then that's how we create the habits, right? We did it once, we did it twice, and then every time we want to have that feeling, unconsciously, we go and take that phone.
Yeah.
Now, again, we need to be aware of that. This is amazing, but it's on short term working on, because on long term, you're getting addicted, right?
Yeah.
What we need to do? Okay, I realize I need that. Okay, my first impulse is to take the phone. This is where you say, no, I'm not going to take the phone. I'm just going to maybe close my eyes, take a minute, just breathe in, breathe out, to calm down, to be mindful of what am I feeling, to accept that, okay, I'm distracted, I'm anxious, I don't know what, that's why I want that hormone. But when you can create this good feeling by yourself. You don't need any external things around you. Yes, sometimes maybe take it, but don't allow it to become an addiction. So awareness and mindfulness and being in your body. Your 5 senses are there to help you with that. Observing your 5 senses.
Like, what do you feel at this moment that you want to grab?
Like now, close your eyes. Breathe in and breathe out. How does the clove feel on your skin? You're just observing.
Okay.
What's the sound that you hear in this room? Just become aware. How's your back feeling on that chair? Are your feet grounded on the floor? It's 30 seconds that you took.
And it actually really worked. I swear.
It calms
I even
you
feel
down.
different. Crazy.
You're more present. You're grounded. So actually that's what you needed in order to get away from those anxiety, maybe anxious thoughts, distractive thoughts, just to be present and here right now. And this takes me, because you said what our salespeople need, we need to work on that big time. If they're not able to do that, that means they are struggling when being with a client to give their utmost attention.
Yeah.
That's what is missing, in my opinion. In real estate, someone can contradict me, and that's fine. That's what I've observed in salespeople. They're not able to fully focus. Not everyone, of course, but many of those people, they're not able to just sit and listen to their clients
100%.
fully, 100% be with them. If you can just do that, I promise you, you can increase your chances to reach those 15 millions or whatever you have in your mind, because the other person will feel it, that you are with them. They will feel it. They will appreciate it. They will connect with you. That's how the connection, the building rapport is happening, right?
Yeah.
You can't sell to someone unless they trust you, unless they like you. How can they like you and trust you? If you are on your phone, if you're distracted, if you missed one word, 2 words, if you just heard only the budget, location, and features of apartment, you didn't hear anything else.
Yeah.
So you're just
100%.
giving them your attention, but you need to practice on yourself. See? So it all comes from you first.
I agree. You know, by the way, this is pro tip for anybody who wants to be in real estate or who are in real estate right now. The market is so competitive. There are like millions of agents, licensed and not licensed. And many times I meet people and they say, I want to be in real estate, but it's so competitive. I don't know how to join this market. And this is pro tip from Anastasia. If you want to stand out, at least start listening to the client. But how can you start listening if you cannot focus?
You can't listen to yourself even.
Yeah, you can't listen.
And going, Farida, excuse me, you said it just now. Many people, when entering the market, they already say, oh, but it's so competitive. This is another limiting belief.
Yeah.
We already have everything in this world. If we want to open up a business, what you gonna open? Similar thing that already exists. Does it mean that you will not have competitors? You will, but does it mean you don't have chances to be higher and better than them? No. So if you enter already the market with these limiting beliefs, then you are already putting yourself more obstacles in front.
Yeah, by the way, this is another big limiting belief that you can hear a lot amongst people from post-USSR countries. For example, you say, I want to do this business, and your own parent can tell you, what business? Are you joking? Everybody already is working in this business. There are 1 million real estate companies. Everybody is doing this. Everybody, you don't need to do this. Stay where you are. Don't do anything.
This is happening to me. My parents are from the USSR. Obviously, when I was telling them what am I doing, coaching, NLP training, for them this was like totally new, and it's like, what's this in general? Because in USSR we didn't have anything of such, right? And of course, at the beginning they were not taking me seriously. But then it was up to me. Should I focus on that, or I'm just focusing on my things and I just disregard that?
So just briefly, so basically meditations work, right?
Definitely. You are doing meditation, so you should know.
Yeah, I want people to know why I want to involve in this podcast not only business structure, numbers, and all this, but I want people who are all into numbers and stuff also hear more about like mindfulness, mind, calming down, focus, energy, because it's not just a voodoo, writing pictures on dream board. Actually, now my colleagues who are big closers, even they now like are talking about dream board to see where they
and so many of them, they have it since long and they're not talking about it, right?
They're just hiding. Now person, for example, who first time heard about NLP, or maybe he heard about it, he's in business or whatever, give him a couple of tips how he starts today. Just to clarify, sum up, today he finishes watching this podcast, how he can introduce NLP in his life. One tiny step.
I like that. Tiny steps. That's actually what it works. Yes. Tiny step. Sit down and reflect on your limiting beliefs, those basically that are stopping you to achieve whatever you want to achieve. And then challenge those beliefs, because they are not true most of the times. You made them true. And obviously, in order to understand that, you need also to have that one goal. And is that goal realistic? Do you have it written in place? Do you have an action plan for it? Do you have in place the learnings, the knowledge that you need to get? Do you know what habits you need to create in order to get to that goal? Basically, look at someone who already has what you want, model them. Basically, almost you can say copy them, which I don't really like to copy someone else because we are still different individuals. However, look how they do things. Most probably they do it differently from you. So what can you adopt from what they are doing?
I love it. Many steps, like I truly believe if person follows this, they can get amazing results.
Why they can get amazing results? Because the results are depending on what they do.
Opening your mind and just wishing to be that buyer who wants property for 2 million with 1 million budget, she has big chance to be owner of 2 million dirham property. And that guy who has only 1 million, he will have this 1 million property, he will be happy, and he will never even think. And maybe actually that's good for him.
Maybe it will change. Just focus on you, okay? That's it.
Yeah.
You know what they say? There is my business, there's your business, there's God's business. Can you focus on your business and everyone else will take care of themselves, and that's it.
I love it. I know that Anastasia created a community. It's called Sharing is Caring, where I believe people with this type of mindset meet together. Anastasia, tell us more about it. Maybe person who viewed this podcast got interested and would like to.
Sharing is Caring is a community that I started more than 2 years ago with the idea to just sit in very casual setting, a group of people, to share their ideas, their perceptions on certain topics, topics about life that we usually don't discuss with either friends, family, maybe partners, maybe in more intimate communication setups we do, however, not at all times. And the concept behind is that we all are different and we might have opposing opinions about the same topic. And just being in that gathering and listening to the other person's opinion and see how strongly they believe their point of view, which could be in contradiction with yours, you might realize that maybe your truth is not an absolute truth. Or just by talking about the topic, where just you're expressing your thoughts, and whenever you put in words your thoughts, you might realize that sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't even make sense. And we've discussed lots of topics. Last time we discussed about whatever we are doing in life, are we doing it to change ourselves or to reveal more of who we are? So we are having many times debatable topics, and we come with a certain point of view, and after discussing for 2 hours, and it's not just discussion randomly, we ask certain questions, I prepare activities, I'm always trying my best to be fair to everyone, to be included as equally amount as possible of time. And just by listening to each other, we can change our perceptions, or maybe we can strengthen our perceptions, or maybe we can just expand our consciousness. We also encourage each other to take actions towards something most of the time. So I really would like to welcome you in such a setting. If you like deep discussions, thought-provoking discussions, not discussions about weather and movies and what's happening on the market maybe and news, but about us, about life, about what's happening, how we're interacting with each other, in order for us to actually have better relationships and understanding ourselves better.
More success, yeah.
In my opinion, more success, it basically starts with you, understanding yourselves better. What do you want? And then accordingly you will act upon
Okay,
it.
so how person, for example, who's watching this can join this society?
You're gonna have this link, yeah, just follow me on Instagram or send me a message and I'll tell you when exactly is happening the next. Actually, in 2 weeks is happening the next one. It's every once a month on a Wednesday in the evening.
In Dubai.
In Dubai, live, though many people are asking me to do it online. However, I appreciate more the live interaction, so it's only live.
Okay, if you actually watched this podcast till now, hopefully it interests you. If you know about NLP, I hope you refreshed and heard something nice for you, maybe as a reminder, because the hardest part for me in NLP, I got to know about NLP when I was really young, and I heard like some people speaking about it, where you put your attention. I knew from a long time ago where I put my attention, that thing is growing, but I didn't use it. Though years after years I was listening, because I think NLP, it's not enough just to know it. Practice here is the most important.
Nothing works if you just know it. There's a quote, it says, knowing is not enough, execution is priority.
Yeah, and this is the hardest part for me, so like how to execute it.
Is it the hardest part?
I mean, catching myself and like
it takes practice. You just have to do it. That's why mindfulness and the meditation helps, because you are telling yourself that you can in the present moment.
Yeah.
The present moment is to create that awareness. That's all.
Yeah. The whole idea for my podcast was like this, because many people now joke when everybody is talking about mindfulness and social media, and I hear even among my people, again she's talking about mindfulness, present moment and all this yogi stuff. And I want people really to know that it's so important. In that time when I started meditating, trying to understand what's going on, why I'm doing this.
Meditation, many people think it's about religion or spirituality, right? We have people in our office even who don't do meditation because they are more religious. There's nothing has to do with that. It's about being present. It's about following your senses, being present within your body, with your mind in your body, not somewhere else. That's it. Basically, this, if you notice, helps you to develop focus. And focus is something that you need in any kind of industry, in any task, in any job. So develop focus. If you don't want to call it mindfulness or meditation, develop focus. I was telling you the other day, how can you develop focus? 1 minute per day, look at one item, any item, at this glass of water, just looking at it without any thoughts. It will not work first time. It will work maybe after 10th or 20th time, but it will work eventually because you're going to put your energy, your focus, attention into that item. That's how you develop it.
You know, I don't want to now like put like some labels, men, women. I'm not like this. I believe we're all equal in front of God. But
but that means you already put the label.
but I just like realized that women are more like kind of open mind to spirituality and new things. Men, not all, but many, especially in business with whom I
You know
deal.
why?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Why? No.
Because we are closer to creation. Because we create. We give birth.
Oh, amazing.
Or look from a neuro point of view, we are more emotional people, right?
Some emotional
Women.
men
So-
like now will be like, excuse me, I'm also emotional.
Yeah, that's another topic.
Yeah, we will not go deeply into this. What I'm trying to say is that even in the office, when we want to have group meditation, the one who will be sitting and laughing, what meditation, close your eyes, I will fall asleep. It's most of the time, all the time, it's a guy. I
And
mean,
it's okay
they cannot
because
relax,
they
I
haven't,
feel.
They
yeah?
haven't experienced it before, so they don't know it. So someone needs to encourage them. And you've noticed every time when we do it, they're like, wow, this was so good. I
Yeah.
didn't know it's so good. That's what happens. That's what NLP does actually. Be aware of things that are happening. Try them out, then see what works for you as well.
Yeah.
You can't say, this is bad, this is good, without even trying it.
Being in this present moment actually helps us to achieve good results, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, this is like the main message.
This is neuroscience, Farida, as well. It comes to the point where we spoke about habits. You do something regularly. More often you do, you become better at it, right? What happens on a neurons level, basically, if you put someone in an MRI, you check their neurons when they started to regular do something, the substance around the neural pathway, it's called myelin. That substance, it's much less compared to after you do it 100 times when that substance, myelin, is stronger. Basically, it's more. And that substance, basically, is around the neural pathways. What does it mean? It strengthens the neural pathways. If the neural pathway is stronger, that means that habit or that thing, that skill that you're doing so good, you're going to do it better and faster.
Yeah.
So if it's not spirituality, then look from this point of view. That's all. Same with mindfulness, with focus, developing attention.
Okay, I want Anastasia to let us know, do you have any maybe private classes or maybe corporate companies can invite you to give them training for their salespeople?
Connect with me through LinkedIn, through Instagram. Join in Sharing is Caring, and I also can work with you individually in one-on-one sessions. Either it's life coaching if you want to work on your goals and your limiting beliefs, or maybe you want to be feeling more comfortable, more confident on the stage, or even in a podcast, maybe why not? Then we can work on that as well.
Yeah, because I know Anastasia also trains people to do public speaking. And these days, everybody wants to do public speaking. They want to be in social media. So Anastasia can help you with this, right?
Yes.
Okay, it was really lovely to talk to you. I would use another hour where we can, for example, talk about goals, how to achieve goals and all these things. Let's do it. So please.
Or let them comment what they want.
Yes, please comment, guys. You liked us, you didn't like us. We want to know. We need your opinion, so especially me, so I can maybe make it better.
At the end of the day, we're doing it for them, right?
Yeah, we're doing it for you. I really want people to watch and get something positive from this podcast, even one thing if affected you, and tomorrow you will go to work, start your day and like get to this goal, call this person, do this move, change one pattern. And write for me, Farida, thank you. Anastasia gave me these tips. It's barakat. It's, and you
Karma points for us.
Yeah, so please comment. If I know this is interesting, I can invite Anastasia one more time. We can discuss other topics. Let us know what is interesting for you. And thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. And
Farida.
stay healthy, get richer, and enjoy the process.
I like
Thank you. Thank you for being with us.